What's up, people? I am back for another video. I want to talk about I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I want to talk about the problem with snarky characters, because this has been a problem I feel like that has been happening the last, if I'm going to count it, maybe like 5, 6, 7 years, maybe a bit longer. But it's just this incessant need to have every character be like Tony Stark, or this like everybody has to be snarky. Here's the thing. It's not just snarky characters. You always had that back in the day, but one, not every character was that, and not every show or movie had to have that. So it wasn't as bad that when you would have those characters, have snarky quips and stuff like that. But now it's like a requirement now. And now it has to be in like everything. It's frustrating. It's like watching a movie or a show and it's just like, oh, great, another snarky character. And it's not done right. Because that's another aspect I'll talk about too. It's not just that thing. Because I'm fine with snarky. Because a lot of my favorite characters are snarky. I mean, Spider-Man, done right. Spike from Buffy, he's snarky. Fucking Tony Stark. But it's like, it's done right though. And also, it's done in a way where they're so likable. I think there's that other thing. They do it, a lot of these shows and movies that do it now, they do it in a way that the characters are straight up unlikable. And I just think there's a thin line, right? Like, you can have them be snarky, but it's just done in a way where they're just fucking annoying assholes, and I'm supposed to like these people. It's like those names I just mentioned, do it in a way where they're still likable. You still like them. But going back to, like, it's just overdone now. It's a requirement that It really kind of did start with the MCU, but even within the MCU, you had you had Tony Stark, and not every character had to be that, but it seemed like I don't know, like it was like between Guardians and around that time, it was when, okay, we have to make every character within the MCU snarky. Now everyone has to be a snarky quipster now, and it's so boring. Even taking characters that weren't even like that and Cap even became like that. Thor became like that. When it's like, those characters aren't supposed to be that, but you made them that because and that's just within the MCU. But then it branched out and Disney started putting it in everything. They put it in fucking Star Wars. How many fucking snarky characters were in the shitty sequel trilogy? Or even in some of the shows like Mandalorian and shit like that. That's like the only one I'll admit I actually... Well, Kenobi. Even in that dog shit, there was a snarky character. It's like in everything, and then it started just going into like even within other studios. Where now it's even in video games now. It's not even just in movies. It's in video games now. Like, that was the reason I did this video in the first place, was because I saw a clip of Forspoken. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, Forspoken. Where they show the main character and she's just a quippy asshole, and it's not done right. It's done in a way where it's exactly, because that's the other problem. They do it in a way where they're annoying little shits. Even in Last of Us with Ellie, even granted, Ellie in the original game was kind of snarky, but it was done in a way where she's still likable. But in the show, it's annoying. They do it in a way where they're just annoying. You want these characters to fucking die. It's like, you could be, like, because there was a right kind of snark. But also, they chose their moments, too. I think whoever would write for these characters, they would choose their moments. Now, it's just, you gotta be snarky all the fucking time. So it's just aggravating. Even if it's done right, I don't want snark all the fucking time, Not every scene you have to be snarky. Sometimes just write them as a person. Because when you just have them be all snark all the fucking time, it gets annoying. And then it just, now, it just, I'm kind of over it now. Because, like, it isn't everything. It isn't. It's like a requirement, Like, And it just isn't because I don't know if it's just because they feel like, well, it worked with Tony Stark, it worked at Marvel. So these studios feel like, okay, we have to put it in everything. And I understand why Disney did it to an extent. Because whatever problems I have in the MC, they saw that people quote unquote liked it. Granted, they dealt with it up until, because even now people kind of are starting to really know, okay, why is everyone character? Granted, they don't say snarky like I say it. They say like other words like quippy and stuff like that. But it is being noticed. It's like, because yeah, within the MCU, they with Disney is because they saw it worked with the MCU, so they felt like, okay, we have to put that in everything, and even in our other, even with with Pixar or just whatever other Disney project. So you have to have that all these know-it-all sarcastic characters, and it's just boring because it was nice when it's one of those things when not everything does it. So it's fine when it happens a couple times because it doesn't happen all the time. Like, yeah, you had snarky characters back then, but not every character was, and also not even every show. There were shows that didn't even have snarky or sarcastic characters. They just had characters. So it was at least there was a balance back then. Now it's like everything. And it's not even just in fucking video game, in movies. It's in video games now. I don't know why. That's the one I'm kind of confused about. Like, why are video game studios? You don't have to fucking copy this trend. Like, why? Because they feel like what we end up getting with a lot of these quote-unquote snarky characters is just unlikable pieces of shit cunts. With a lot of these characters, too. Like, it's not done right, even. So they don't even do the snark right. But it's just overall as a trend. I'm just kind of over it. I want to kind of get back to a balance where I'm not saying snarky characters can never exist, but I don't think they need to be in everything. And I want to get back to a time where it doesn't, like, or at least it maybe like where you have a show that does have it, but then there's other shows that don't have that, where the shows are just kind of actual just people. That's kind of what I want. I want just the variety, because we're getting this homogenization of all of entertainment, and it just isn't good because lack of creativity. Because it's just this is a trend I have noticed this for a while, but now I felt like I wanted to make a video about it just because this is a trend that is just happening over and over again. It needs to go away. I'm not saying you, like I said, never. You can't never have them again, but not in everything. Maybe go back to a time where maybe this movie you'll have one, and then in the next movie, okay, there's not one. You just write regular characters. If we go back to that, then yeah, I'm cool with the occasional snark character here and there. But when we gotta do it in everything, and it's blatantly obvious you're just doing it to tick a box. Because I don't know if if it's studio heads or these execs who just are like, well, Marvel did it, we got to make every character like Tony Stark. But they don't understand what made Tony Stark actually work. And then just this is what we end up getting, the snowball effect. And now it's in everything. So, yeah, just wanted to make a quick video about that. I might make a video about, because I think this is another problem and I guess Hollywood, I'll say, and just in general. I want to talk about the problem with rap in trailers. I'm so over this trend too. This is another one where it's like, it comes off like, howdy, my fellow kids. Like, oh, us studio heads are down with y'all. Because, quote unquote, this generation likes, I'll be honest, and that's true to an extent, like, likes more hip hop and stuff. It doesn't work in trailers. And I'm not a person who hates it. I like old hip hop. But I don't think it works in trailers. And it's just another trend that I want to call out. So I might make a video about that on like Sunday. We'll see. Maybe even tomorrow. I'll see how tomorrow goes. But if not tomorrow, for sure Sunday. Sorry, for sure Sunday. So, but other than that, I'm gonna take one more hit, and I'll talk to y'all on Sunday. Or maybe even tomorrow. But as usual, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Kamala Harris.